That was the Olympic team, and they were terrific. They were really good, and it was a big game. In fact, we played over New Oxford, who serviced Era Oil and all the surrounding counties, and they brought the team in, and we didn't have to pay them anything. And here they were, like, defending Olympic champions. And what was the Olympic year that year? But they had you know, a couple of 7-footers and guys from Kansas, and next to the NBA, they were the amateur players, but they were the best ones. And they were just too good for us, as a matter of fact. And it was an interesting game. We lost by 20, isn't that right? Yep. Yeah, and it was good for us to play somebody that was just absolutely too good. It was like playing an NBA team, is what it was. And a lot of people came to it, and we got a lot of points. It was 90-something to 70-something on it.
Phillips Oilers. You know what's special about that? That was the night that Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points. The only time in the NBA where somebody had scored 100 points in the NBA. And we were playing over in Pennsylvania, in New Oxford. And they were really good, the Oilers. They had all college graduates and college players.
I think we were getting a little too full of ourselves, which proved itself down the line. I think we started getting a little careless. I don't think our intensity level was what it should have been, and we didn't see it coming. You know, we kind of felt good about ourselves, and we weren't too worried about anything. And I think that overconfidence caught up with us down the line. We lost a couple of games, and we had to regroup and get ourselves going in the right direction.
Yeah, we had to have them back, of course, and, for practice, and they were feeling pretty good, having lost to the Phillips Oilers, and then having lost up at Providence, right? Mm-hmm. And had we lost any others? Just those two, right? Feeling pretty good about it, as a matter of fact, but just enough humility because of the thumping by the Oilers, and because some of the players didn't know much about them. Like we as coaches knew how good they were, and like O'Reilly knew, but some of the others, they didn't have any idea of the Phillips Oilers were. And as I say, they were a pro team, and we played okay. But it was mainly because they got a big lead, and they just let us take our shots, and we never really threatened them. But they were feeling good about themselves, and they knew we had tough games coming up.
It wasn't like we were away from basketball. We were there every day and having to work very hard. I mean, it was sometimes twice a day. What we were away from was girlfriends and parties at home and families and those kind of things. It was always interesting when one guy or something didn't quite make it back in time. We would meet, we would practice, usually we would practice at 6 or 6:30, I think it was in those days. One of our players, who was it? Dave Samuels, I guess it was, didn't make it back because, I don't know, flat tire, I guess it was. And everybody waited for Jim to call him aside and talk with him. He didn't do it again either, so same old story.